What I realized when I first built my first company, and it was a physical therapy practice called OrthoPelvic Physical Therapy. When I built it, it was purely out of pain. And I kind of recognized that as I was going through the journey, but now I really understand that. It was purely out of pain. Every single day was pain, 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 pain. And I thought that was just part of the process because I was in a painful situation and painful state, meaning I was in a place that I absolutely hated. And so I knew the only way to get out of that situation was through me being successful. Okay. Meaning, aka, helping a lot of people to be able to afford a different life. Okay. And I just this week had this epiphany. My COO, Julia, okay, she decided, she's like, Kelly, you know what? We're gonna, I've been really changing just in general. Like, I've been changing my lifestyle. I've been changing my whole self. I've been, going to the gym every single day. But she's like, we're really gonna put this down on a calendar. And you guys are gonna be like, okay, great. What's significant about that? But what we did is it wasn't written. It wasn't like I wrote it out in a Word document. It was on my freaking Google Calendar. And there is a difference between my Google Calendar and me writing it down on a piece of paper because I will lose that piece of paper in 2 seconds. The Google Calendar, however, does not get lost and it will ping you on what to do. And to me, this was an epiphany today that I was like, oh my God, this thing pings me? And it just tells me what to do? Who on here that's listening would love to have someone just tell them what to do? Me. Okay? We don't have to think. And then I started, this is what happened. This is what happened this week. And I want to bring this to your attention because I think this is a massive lesson. So on the Google Calendar, by the way, I start work at 6 a.m. and I don't stop until 8 o'clock p.m. at night. Okay? And I would say over the last 6 months, I have just been going, like those hours just going. 7 days a week, by the way. 7 days a week. Not 5, 7 days a week. Okay. And I will just sporadically fit in my workouts and then maybe fit in my eating somewhere. And it wasn't like, there wasn't a system to it. And then sometimes I would feel guilty about going to work out because I had so much to do to catch up. I say catch up, that's how it feels, right? We all feel like we're behind, but we're not really behind. It's just that we have a lot on our plate that we're trying to problem solve at the time. And we feel we don't have time to take care of ourselves. But the reality is we do. It's just that it feels less painful if you handle the problems of someone else than of taking care of yourself, if that makes sense. And so what we did, and this sounds so simple, but I'm telling you guys, I would use this hack, okay? What we actually blocked my schedule out and said, gym, eat. Like we literally put eat on my calendar, okay? And Julia blocked it for like an hour and a half and then eating for another 30 minutes. So that gave me 2 hours. Oh, and then I also put beach so that I live right by the beach. So it's like, go to the beach, Kelly, you're right there. Okay. So what I did was my brain had to restructure because how I built my first business was purely out of pain. So in my head, and I need you guys, this is very applicable to you guys, because in my head, I thought if I am not in pain every second of the day, then I am not growing a business, because that's how I grew my very successful business, the first business around, because I was just constantly okay with being in pain. Like me being in pain knew I was growing. And I say pain, not physical pain. I mean, sometimes, but like mental pain, like there's just so many problems that you have to solve, right? And like being in a location I didn't like it was just a whole situation. That's the pain that I'm talking about, okay? And here, and by the way, I got positive reinforcement there because pain equaled success in my head. But here, I want to build the second company different.